And we have started streaming. Check your notifications, people. You should have received a notification. Nobody's watching yet.
I didn't get a notification. Oh, I did. I got a notification.
Hold on. Yes. Anybody?
Does that mean we're live?
Does that mean we're live?
Oh, I did. I got a notification.
But
oh, I should keep talking and see if I sound bad.
Does that mean we're live? It doesn't say there's anybody watching.
They're in here. Somebody will say something.
Oh.
See?
Oh.
Holly Stackland, Valerie D. If there's a delay.
There's a delay. Okay.
Okay, so the settings on the volume are still halfway. So that's why.
Okay. Good evening.
And Essence, Amiga the Goat.
Welcome. Friends.
Amiga the Goat. That's cool.
Welcome, friends. How is everybody doing tonight? We are so glad you could join us. Please let us know if you are having any issues with the audio, sounds of our voices. You know, every week we have to check this because every week's different. Okay?
Why am I seeing myself up there? That's distracting. You're going to have to turn that off.
Okay.
Sorry, Ryan set his phone up there, and I'm like looking at myself. Deborah Sanders, I'm
right over here.
Yep, you're right over here.
Right over here.
Yes, I'm here. Hello from Georgia, Deborah Sanders, the African Homestead. How are you? Glad you could join us. Ryan's in the control seat tonight. That is right, Valerie. Teresa Jewell. Hello, everyone. Brown Coat Homestead. So good to see you, Daniel.
Hi.
Michelle Justice. Hi, guys. Happy Friday. I sent Premier One an email suggesting if they're looking for someone to sponsor, you'd be great. No news yet. Oh, you are awesome. Thank you. Hi, Liam, says Valerie. I'm here. Happy Friday, Divine Providence Homestead. Althea Nichols.
Hey,
hello.
Althea Nichols. Love seeing you here.
Christopher Black. Hi, everyone. Amiga the Goat. Sounds good.
Attention. I need to.
Hi from Montana.
Guys,
Homestead.
do you attention?
He said attention.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, do you know why am I wearing this shirt? We went at the new Jurassic World movie.
We sure
Yeah,
did.
We did. That was yesterday.
It was so much fun.
Yes.
Terry Trodo says hi. Homesteading the
Hi.
says hi from Montana. Fiddle's Practical Living.
I'm
Hi, everyone. Did everybody see that pitch I just gave Brian? It was so visible. Don't ignore me. Brown Coat Homestead says hello, Roland and Liam. The African Homestead doing great. It's midnight here, so I won't stay in the whole thing. That's okay. We understand your need for sleep. Patty and Art, I need the sound to be a bit louder, please. Wow, sounds like a great time. Hello, Sweet Iris Farm. Patty and Art, we're going to try to put the volume up a little bit. That blue bar right there. Slide it up a little bit. Last week we had some, no, a little bit, like halfway. You won't notice. Halfway between. Sometimes you just got to take over the controls yourself. So last week I was making the mic crack with my loud voice, so I'm sitting back here hopefully to help that. Creating Essence says, ooh, that sounds awesome, Rowan.
Good.
And Brown Coat says, it sounds like a great time. Lynn Smith, hello, glad you could join us. If my voice is cracking out when I speak loud, let me know, and we will adjust the volume again, trying to get it just right for you guys' viewing pleasure. How fun. My oldest daughter, now 24, loved the original Jurassic movies when she was 3 or 4. Whoa, Deborah Sanders, that was a very generous gift. Thank you.
Wow.
$2,900?
$20. There's 2 zeros at the end. That's the place marker for the cents. That's why there's a point. See the period in the center? That's a point in dollars. Kimberly Berry, hello from New Hampshire. Michelle Justice, I didn't email Molly's Herbal. She has a donation spot on her site, so I figured she probably doesn't sponsor people. Yeah, that's probably true, huh? Patty and Art. LOL. Yes, I'm noisy. Liam woke up way too early today. Thank you so much, Deborah Sanders. That's such a kind thing for you to do for us. trying to deal with a cranky boy. All day he's been cranky, and he even napped. Now you can talk. I won't pinch you this time.
Well,
You look shell-shocked.
just missed a big storm that rolled through here, but now everything seems to have settled down. And just in time for our show, we didn't lose any power, didn't lose internet, everything seems to be okay. So we're going to do our Friday thing.
Yay.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to answer. Other than that, I mean, have fun. Let's have fun.
Carrie, I'm glad you could make it. I know you'll probably have to go put the animals away or something, but I'm glad that you at least were able to pop in. Edel Hanley, wow, I'm excited you were able to join us as well. I know you have to go to the coffee shop to listen in with us, and Liam has been begging for this ponytail to be tighter. He likes his ponytail like his dad. Deborah Sanders says it's worth it for teaching me a lot. Oh, thank you. I try. I really do. Sweet Iris Farm had a big storm here too. Rained all day here in Northwest Ohio. Quit in time to work my bees a bit. Oh, good. I miss bees. I just had a notification on my Facebook memories. 2 years ago, I was checking my hives. And I was like, I miss my bees. Next year, there's always next year, there's always next year. Just did not work out this year with the guy we were trying to get the nukes from. Just kept pushing it off. Hey, Dad! You made it! You hear me trying to talk soft, everyone? Hit a taco truck on the way home. Oh, yum. We have a genuine taco dude. They call him the taco guy. Like, people post on local Facebook groups and say, the taco guy. And it's $20 tacos, and they are genuine. Describe it, how he has
More attention. Okay, so we have something really new about Kinder Eggs. We got new ones.
Wow.
We got Ankylosaurus and Mosasaurus, and Liam got it, Dimorphodon that was first, and he also got the Tyrannosaurus Rex and a duplicate of the Mosasaurus, and he got a Mosasaurus, but they only just wanted the chocolate, so they took that, and I think that's it.
Thank you for that update.
All right, another random thought brought to you by Ro.
I love Ro.
Oh.
Yeah, we got an awesome taco guy near us. He's authentic street tacos. He's got the outdoor flat grill and every kind of taco you could think of. It's amazing, and they're $2. They're only $2 a piece. So yeah, it's really cool.
Hi, Pat Booty. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't feel complete without my bees either, Sweet Iris. New Foraging Friday video, something is really look forward to. Oh, good. Today's video was in the process of uploading when we had the power flicker. So that's why we don't have a video up. I had to wait until we did this live show, and then I can start uploading it again. Otherwise, it would have messed up our internet while I was doing the show. Rose, listening to you talking about people's negative comments, you have a great attitude to them. Well done. Well, you know, you have to. My mom always said to turn the other cheek. If somebody does something wrong to you, it doesn't mean you have to return it back to them. I honestly hope that that woman actually learns something from it about natural goat care and the fact that herbs do work for parasites and that we don't have any parasite issues, so I don't know why she wanted me to use chemical dewormers. And the fact that you can't talk to people like that. It's not good for you or them. It really struck me hard when I first read it. Like, I was really upset. I had to, like, calm myself down. I was, like, hyperventilating almost, you know. It was just not nice. But I actually didn't block her because I'm actually hoping that she comes back and gains something from our channel and learns something about the natural ways and that it's so much better.
She could be watching now. We don't know. That Nigga the Goat, that homemade taco tonight. That sounds like we had homemade tacos
2 nights ago.
2 nights in a row, actually. We had the leftovers the next night. It was great.
It's on stage, Mama.
Hi, Jerry Arnold. Good to see you. They're really good tacos. Like, so good.
Sounds like everybody's doing tacos and Mexican tonight. We do pizza Friday.
I've been struggling to get videos up to Divine Providence. I don't know if you guys noticed, I didn't have as many videos this week. I've just been struggling with energy and time management. I've been helping out a local person who reached out to me with some issues with their goats. They were having some serious issues, and they wanted me to do a fecal exam for them. And I started out with one, and it was such severe high levels of parasites that I decided we were going to do fecals on all the others. And so it's taken up all my time that I normally spend editing, but we're helping people who need it. I'm loving my herbs and oils thanks to you. Good, good. I try hard not to let crappy comments on my videos hurt me. I'm really sensitive though. Me too. And I'm trying to develop a thick skin because you have to have a thick skin if you're going to do YouTube. And I can do it for some people, but when it's a direct stab at my beliefs and natural ways are my beliefs, that's a little, I take it a little more personally.
Didn't get to read the comment, but it sounds like a paid troll to me. They swarm around permaculture scene. Sad to see.
I actually left the comment up.
Paid trolls, is that a thing?
Yeah, they tend to do paid thumbs downs, I know.
Oh. Huh.
But I don't know about comments. I've never heard that one before.
Who would pay somebody to do that?
Bitter people. But this was actually the person actually has a YouTube channel. They only have like 3 videos and 3 subscribers, but they actually have a YouTube homesteading channel. So really weird to have it come from somebody. Whoa! Yeah.
It's.
I have no idea where we are now.
Well, look, it's me moving the mouse. I don't know why.
Could you stop moving the mouse then? I don't know what happened, guys. Sorry.
Our comment seems to have been attached to our mouse's movement. That was weird.
I have no idea where the last... Okay, really sensitive. I didn't read the comment. Hey, Leanne, you're looking awesome, kiddo. How could anybody hate on you? Just got 2 books on natural and herbal goat and stable books. Oh, cool. I just got one, too. Let me go grab that, actually. My mama sent it to me. Ron, can you bring me my new goat book over there on the arm of my couch? Love you guys. You have to leave. I have to leave. Call in from family. With everyone on here, why are they not hitting that like button?
True story.
That goat book right there on the arm.
The big book right there.
The hardcover.
Yeah, you touched it. That one. You're touching it.
Right under the crochet book. I have to go tuck my house full of littles into bed, but I wanted to pop in a bit first. Have a great weekend, friends. Thank you, Creating Essence. I'm glad that you could stop in and say hello with us. That's wonderful. Your name suits your rose. Big Farmer pays. They gotta get the extra money. Hello from Michigan. My best friend from Georgia is coming to visit for a week in July. Oh, I bet they're going to enjoy that nice cool weather. You are an amazing person. Keep your chin up. We all treasure you. Thank you. Hello, everybody from Getting Started on a Homestead. Lynn Smith said, with my new buckling, when do I start giving him mollies and what age do I need to band him? It's not recommended that you band them when they're too young because it can cause urinary calculi. So I've always waited till at least 3 months. And at 3 months, that's when they're tending to want to breed. So I try to get it on there because we don't separate the babies from their mamas right away unless they're being sold at that point. So I would say 12 weeks. But is it Nigerian dwarf? Because I think they can breed sooner, so you might have to do it sooner.
What age to give them mollies?
I start giving the mollies on. They get it with mom and that right away. I just sprinkle it on the food, so depending on how much food they eat, it depends on the dose. So I'll put, a whole tablespoon sprinkled over the food between 2 babies. So they don't usually eat all of that, but they're getting some. It's more so to train them to enjoy the taste than it is more. I mean, there is some parasite control in small amounts, but they're getting a lot of it from the mama's milk too. Oh, cool. Divine Province Homestead. Did you get Pat Colby's book? I really want that one. But yeah, my mom sent me this one, the Holistic Goat Care. She sent the hardcover. I haven't had a hardcover book in so long. It's really, really nice. Very detailed. Very, very good book. I'm really excited. I started reading it already. It was sitting at my seat with me.
Okay, where are we at? We had a buck that had horns, and my butt did not like that. I bet it didn't.
Patty asked, how is the change of food for the goats going? Well, I don't know, Ryan. When I brought in the goats in the emergency rush today, just before I brought the bucks in, I noticed that they had a huge mountain of food in their bowl. I was able to remove an entire scoop of food, and it was still too much feed left in their bowl. I told you they're only getting enough to sprinkle the bottom of the can.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're still getting too much food. But they're doing well on it. Nobody seems to be complaining. They're about to change their paddock, so that really always helps, is when they have fresh pasture to graze on. That's what they're mainly supposed to be eating, not so much grain. Especially boys, they don't even need it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little cranky, can you tell? I'm not cranky, I'm just not feeling great. I haven't been. I've been really out of it. Just a lot of lethargic and dizzy and lightheaded. It's not fun. But I'm happy. Mentally, I feel really good. I feel like I want to do a lot. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then I go, oh my goodness. I finally got the goats milked and fed. I'm going to go do nothing now. It's like all I can do. You're not very talkative. Talk.
J&A Golden Pyrenees is here.
Glad you could join us.
We will rock you.
Mango. Ooh, I love mangoes. Wish I had some. The southern heat doesn't help. I think that is a lot to do with it, Terry. I think you're on point there. It definitely is impacting me. But I'm drinking lots of water and everything, but it was a very hot week.
How's the mushroom hunting going? We haven't.
We'll be going again tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, it's we go over there on Saturday evenings usually. So.
Those boys. They're singing. Rowan, they're singing with you.
Okay.
They're singing with you. They're typing it out. All right, Jerry, you take care. I did make a video with the mushrooms. It was the frittata. The frittata. The Father's Day frittata. Hey, Sathis, how are you? Good to see you. I love the kids singing. They are cute. Thank you. Today, pulling a garden cart full of rocks. The handle broke, causing me to fall backwards onto large rocks. No! Elbow bled a lot. Learned tonight. I lean on the elbow a lot when milking. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Doesn't sound fun.
Right? Secret Garden Homestead. Those little red cinnabar mushrooms are like my favorite. When we first found them last year, I was like, oh, Oh my gosh! I think I've got it in a video from a mushroom foraging last year. Like you were actually filming when I saw my first one ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was in that same spot. Hello again from New Mexico. So I want to go goats, but after watching you run with the ghost the other day, probably not a good idea being in the wheelchair. I'm afraid they would get away from me. Yeah, they can definitely get away, and you definitely have to chase them down and get them into safety again. Unfortunately, they're kind of they like their freedom when they get out. I have Stories Guide to Raising Dairy Goats, which has been very informative. Can you recommend one or two other titles for natural goat care? Yes, I've been Homestead. I also have Stories Guide. That was the first one I bought. And then I got this one from my mom just the other day, Holistic Goat Care. And then this is the other one that I have, Raising Goats Naturally. It's a Deborah Neiman. It's an author. I wasn't as impressed with this one as I am the other one that I just got. But the Pat Colby book, everybody loves the Pat Colby book. And like my mom even has said it's a great one. And my friend Trisha over at Willow Creek Homestead, who I've been mentoring in her goats, she got it from a friend that bought it for her. And she loves it. I just haven't had a chance to purchase it. It's been in my Amazon cart for a year, at least. I found a stand of elderberries along the side of the road near me. I will try to get some of the blossoms tomorrow. I want to try to make some wine. I hope it's not a well-traveled road, Deb, because, you know, the gases and exhausts from the cars, you don't want too much of that stuff on your food. Hope you guys had a great time as always. I'm sorry, Kiri. I bet you're hurting though.
Can you please?
That sounds delicious, Daisy a Day. I love frittatas. We were got into our deep freezer to get out a chicken to roast for Dalton's little late birthday party he wants to have tomorrow with friends. And I found a gallon bag full of cherry tomatoes from last year, and I was like, oh, that is totally going in our main freezer that we use all the time so that I can add it to frittatas. Have a good night, Terry. Thank you for joining us this evening. Parenting done right when your kids are singing Queen. Yeah, we saw the commercial for the Bohemian Rhapsody
the
movie
good.
when we were...
I'm going to go check on that noise.
When we went to the Jurassic World movie last night, they had the Bohemian Rhapsody movie preview, and I was like, oh, we are so going to see this, and we are bringing the kids because they need to have good music in their lives. Good night. I have to go. See y'all later. Good night. Getting started on homesteading. Sorry, Rose and Ryan had to leave. Just now reached home. We'll watch later the whole stream. Bye. Thank you for coming, Sathis. I appreciate it. Can you make a video of your natural bug spray? I have a video up already of that from last year. It's, I think it's called Natural Bug Spray. I think that's the title of the video. It's in the playlist that has how-to and tutorials, I believe. Debbie, Hannah, I love the kids singing We Will Rock You. Aren't they adorable? I like to think so anyway. It is a dirt side road, and they are a good 20 feet from the road. Perfect, Deb. I love those good side roads for that kind of stuff. And the blooms are up high, so that's good. The Jurassic World movie was really good, Lynn. Really good. I mean, I was a little concerned it was going to be too scary for them because it had some very scary parts where I was clenching. Rowan, I said, here, Rowan, hold my hand, and if you get too scared, you can squeeze my hand. And there were times where I squeezed his hand. But it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
I was like, this is a good movie. I went to see the musical We Will Rock You in London. Just brilliant. Yeah, Amiga, I was actually thinking about doing the natural bug spray video over again because I have since had some other ideas of how to make it even better. So I may end up throwing up another video, but it just depends on, you know, the next time I go to make it. If I am in the mood to video, then I'll grab the camera. That tends to be how I do things around here. It's like I do batches of cheese, making bug spray, making toothpaste or deodorant or whatever. All these little things that I do on a day-to-day basis. I just don't always pull out my camera and film it. Oh, I bet that was awesome. In London at that. Oh, I'm jealous. So there's 34 people watching. I wonder if we have 34 thumbs up.
I don't
I don't know
know.
how to see that. I can't really. Without closing.
I'm not going to try moving stuff around.
Don't do it, Ryan. Don't do it.
I'm not
pinching you again.
I'm not used to this kind of power over here.
The power's the throne. So if you guys ever have anything that you hear me talk about, like the bug spray, that you want me to make a video on, definitely let me know and I'll add it to my list. I literally have a list in a notebook of all the things that I want to make a video on at some point.
So there's 34 people watching, but only 22 thumbs up. It's easy to do if you're shy about it. There's no need to be shy. You just go on and click it. That's it. That's all you got to do. So simple. If you guys had a thumbs up, I promise you, I would click all of your thumbs up. That's true. I really would.
You would. You would. Yay! It's up to 30.
Yeah, you know what? Metaphorically,
those other 4 people probably are the ones that left.
I'm clicking your thumbs up right now because you guys are awesome.
I still want to do more of the natural goat care series.
Don't hit me.
I just was able to. I had to order my CD antitoxin from Jeffers Supply. After losing Willow a couple of months ago, I was really glad that I had the antitoxin. It didn't save her, but I at least had it and tried to save her. So that was the last dose that I had. So it was an emergency to get it back into my refrigerator and have it just in case anybody else has it happen. So while I was there, I went ahead and added new hoof trimmers because my hoof trimmers haven't been working. And I've heard a lot of good things about their hoof trimmers from Jeffers Supply. Oh my gosh, I used them today on 2 goats. The last 2 goats I was milking, I was like, oh, you guys don't have any milk. I'm going to just trim your hooves while you're up here. And it was like cutting like butter. And I was like, oh, I definitely have to do a hoof trimming video now. Now I have good hoof trimmers. It'll be better. But a lot of those videos require Ryan to be with me and videotape me. And it's not something I can really, I love you too. It's not really something I can set up a tripod and do. It's like stuff that he would have to zoom in on while I'm doing it with 2 hands. I also passed out when I watched yesterday's video. Oh my gosh, they ate a whole 50 pounds? Did they survive? That is so scary. I mean, I was really scared.
Do you use salt blocks?
Oh, good.
No, we don't use salt blocks. We have mineral. Sweet Licks is the brand, and it's a loose mineral, free choice mineral.
Very important that you use loose and not blocks.
They have a couple different kinds, but we get the one called Magnum Milk, so it's for dairy goats.
You already ate food?
Before our feed store started carrying Magnum Milk, they were selling one called Meat Maker. That was the only goat mineral they had. So that's what we were doing. But now we've been doing Magnum Milk.
Just make sure you don't use sheep mineral because it'll be lacking in copper.
Yeah.
And they need a lot of copper here.
Don't ever, if you have sheep, you know probably
give them.
don't let them anywhere near your goat minerals because it does contain copper. But anyway, no salt block. But I have bought the Himalayan salt rock
We
before.
don't have any candy.
Just the big pink rock, and it was on a rope, and I tied it up. I gave one to the bucks, and I gave one to the does,
But
and they love it.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to give it to them because what happens is if they have a salt block, they like salt and they're going to lick the salt block. But then they're going to have their salt appetite already satiated and they're not going to lick their minerals. And that's the reason why you give the loose minerals, and that's the reason why the loose minerals have salt, is to encourage them to eat the minerals. So if they've already eaten enough salt, they're not going to eat their minerals and they're going to become deficient. And that's why we don't do blocks. But I let him, he hung them up. I wasn't going to waste it. I let them have it for that little while that it took them. They did love them. Oh no. I've had that happen, Jane Golden Pyrenees. What you just described was on the wall. That was during last summer's issues, and it was scary. How did you treat them? Do you remember? Is that something you could share with us that helped? I don't think it was the girl that was in heat that found the weakness, because goats tend to not be in heat that long. So she was not in heat when that happened. Watching y'all trim hooves scares me. I haven't done it on a video yet, have I? I don't think so. It is scary. I was actually scared today because I thought they were so sharp I was going to cut myself. Or cut too deep and make them bleed. But I do have blood stop just in case. I'm thinking of putting in rough concrete. Hoof trimming scares me.
It's not enough, though.
No, rocks and concrete can really make a big difference. Oh, you had concrete at the sheep farm.
Yeah, one at the sheep farm. We had concrete milking parlor and gravel roads, and we still had to trim all their feet. And this is part of it.
But it can help.
You get the hang of it. It's not too difficult.
The first time I did it, I was really scared, but now I'm just like, shoop, shoop. It's like left, right, tip, heel if it needs it. The inner pieces are harder. Like I have a couple of goats that in between the cloves, they curl like inwards instead of under, and it's easy to cut off.
Oh. Hey. What did he say?
His brother do something to him.
What happened?
Can we not cry? What's wrong? My goaties love the Himalayan pink salt thingies. Yeah, but that'll make that so that they don't eat their minerals. So it's kind of scary. So glad you treated the bloat, right? It was really scary. It was a big bubble. That's why, and he looked out the window and saw me out there. He's like, I thought you were punching her belly. I was like, I was. Trish did the trimming. Yeah, she's scared to trim too, though. She's so new to it. She's had confidence build up. She'll have to. She's not in here tonight, so I have to learn anyways for our pigs too. We have to trim hooves soon for the first time. Going to have to research. Have no idea what to do.
Sounds like you need to make a video.
Oh, I know. Thank you for joining us, Sybil's Practical Living and Prepping. We appreciate you joining us. Have a good evening. How do you know when to trim hooves? I sometimes just can tell by looking. Like they'll look longer or uneven, or the toe is a little bit longer, like the tip is a little bit longer. But then there's other goats that I'm like, I go to check by picking up their foot and looking, and I'm like, oh, you need it back because it'll curl under like the edges of the hoof wall. So the hoof wall is supposed to be like, just flat. So this is the top of the hoof. I'm such a demonstration person. So this is the soft part of the hoof right here, this orange thing. the inner part of the hoof. And this is the hoof wall. My hands are strong, bone-like pieces. So what'll happen is those walls grow, and they'll curl in as the goat walks. And it will just keep curling in. So you'll have some that'll curl all the way over to the other side, even. You know, when they grow fast. If they're eating a really good diet and they're eating a lot of minerals, they grow really fast. I've had goats where I'm like, you shouldn't have to be trimmed already, and I'm like, yeah, you do. But definitely, if you see notice any toe length coming out, then you know that it's definitely time to. Once you've done it, it's easy. Exactly. I think so too, Sweet Irish Farm. The first time doing it was scary. So you should check your hooves every month, I would say. I tend to do them less. I don't trim them every month necessarily, but checking them every month is good. My girls that are on the milk stand get checked all the time because they're on the milk stand already, so I'll flip their foot up and check and look at it closer. And if they need it, they get trimmed more frequently. It's my other goats that I have to remember to check, you know. I was just telling Ryan that we need to get everybody through the milk stand on one day. Just spend one day pulling each goat out one by one, shoving a copper bolus down their throat, and trimming their hooves. And it's just going to be a really long, hot, not fun day. Not fun for them, not fun for us, but it's got to be done.
We had days like that at the sheep farm, trimming the hooves, where we had this net. They called it it was like a chair. It was just a frame with a net on it, and you prop it up on something. And
Good night, African
at the sheep farm, a lot of times the girls would do the trimming part, and I would do the wrangling part because I was bigger. And I would grab the sheep and pull them back in that chair, and I would just hold them while the girls trim their hooves. And, you know, this is for 200 sheep. But when we did the rams, that's when it was really tough because the rams' hooves were so strong that the girls couldn't cut. And so I had to do it. And one time I was cutting, and one of the rams, he's intact Awasi ram, horns and all. I cut his hooves, and it was so hard to trim those hooves. But he stood up, and I just happened to be over him, and he stood up high enough where all of a sudden I fell down, and he took off, and I was literally riding a ram. I grabbed him by the horns, and it was fun. But yeah, interesting side story.
I have a bunch of comments I have to answer now.
Okay.
Good night, African Homestead. Don't move that mouse.
Hi.
Deb Kettleson, I will take your deal and trim your cat's claws. No problem. If you would trim all my goat's hooves, I'll trim all your cat's claws. I used to be a groomer in college. My first 2 years of college, I was a cat groomer, so I can trim cat and dog nails like a pro. You're welcome. Finally, Acres. Do you have a basic holistic med kit you could share or have shared in the blog? I have said what's in my kit, but that was like a year ago, and I have added a lot to it that I feel is very, very important. So I do plan on having that as one of my natural goat care videos, and it's not just going to have the natural stuff. It'll have the penicillin and the antitoxin as well, because I feel that those are actually part of being natural. You have to know when to make that decision. What will stop bleeding if the hoof bleeds? So there's a powder that they sell that's blood stop. That works great, but if you don't have that and you run into a situation where you have bleeding, cobwebs work great for making the bleeding stop, believe it or not. So all you have to do is reach up into your closet above your computer and get you a little section of cobweb. I know there's some in here somewhere. Dust if you must, but I don't very often. Grab you that cobweb and roll that up and stick it right to where it's bleeding. It will stop the bleeding. It's just cobweb. What are you going to do with it? Don't eat it. Flour, I think, is something I've heard other people use. Rattlesnake beans. I'm trying to remember if I have grown rattlesnake beans before.
Yeah.
I don't think I have. I need to. Is there anything I'm supposed to give my buckling? I don't do vaccines on my adults, but I didn't know about the new baby. I don't vaccinate, so if you choose to vaccinate, the CD&T vaccine is the one that most goat herds do use. Even in my new book, I was reading about her reasonings for not vaccinating, and it was very close to what mine is. It's just the vaccine doesn't prevent the illness, and you still have to give the antitoxin anyway. Plus, it's not effective after a year. It's no longer in their system as working, and it doesn't work even when it is fresh. So, yeah, it's a personal choice thing when it comes to vaccines, I believe. I am keeping all my dogs, Carlos. I'm crazy. I'm gonna sell the 2 bucklings. Daybird Aviaries is gonna take those bucklings so that I don't eat them in a curry.
Yeah,
right, Robert?
Save the curry.
Ah, you're late.
Can you use DE to stop bleeding?
I've never heard of it used that way, but because of it being a powderish base, I wonder if it would kind of help, like if you were in an emergency situation. But I've never heard of it being used that way, no. Stare into the camera until you see me. They go crazy for the Mana Pro Goat Mineral Mix. They won't even look at the salt whenever they have that. Ooh. I've seen that at Tractor Supply.
I never noticed them not eating their minerals when I gave them the salt rock.
Really? Dust and cobwebs are protective coverings for furniture and painted walls. Well, this desk is literally in a closet, so, I mean, how often do you sweep your ceilings in your closet? Not often, I hope. If you do, that's okay, too, but dust and cobwebs are protective. Oh, I already read that. I choose to not vaccinate, too. Our darlings are on medicated goat starter for cocci, but we want to switch them. How should I go about it? Switch. So you're going to lower the amount of food. What I usually do is, we're changing the food over with any animal, is I'll mix it half and half for a couple of days, and then I'll slowly decrease the amount of their old food until it's all the new food. And medicated feed is very highly unrecommended by even the people I love and respect that use chemicals on a regular basis. Very highly do not recommend medicated feed because it's in such small amounts and undosed amounts that it actually can lead to a resistance to that medicine that's in that feed. And then when you go to use that medicine, when you do have a problem, it doesn't work. All the goats can come here. Daybird Aviaries, I'm looking to sell Rocky and Cream. I could trade you for an emu or 2. No problem.
Already processed emu.
No. Did you just say already processed emu? That's worse than already processed goat.
Those are my conditions.
Why did I keep wet weather?
Oh,
Eugene? We didn't keep him. He was part of a package deal. When we got Fancy 2, she came with her 2 daughters and her brother, Eugene. It was a package deal, and they were free. Don't tell anybody that.
He's a character.
He is a character, but he has a home that he's going to go to whenever she gets set up for goats. So she's got a lot on her plate right now, but she's in love with him, and she wants to have him and probably several does, but she's promised him when the time comes that she's ready for her goats. The grain mix that we use is We would use a goat feed, but the only goat feed that doesn't have corn and soy in it is organic, and it's too expensive for us. And we try to avoid corn and soy in our diet, so we don't want it in our milk. So we use the non-GMO all stock, which is corn and soy free, and we use alfalfa pellets, and we use whole oats. And black oil sunflower seeds is what we were using up till now. That was really helping with the shiny coat. Well, why did you put that chapstick on it for? It's $10 per 8-pound bag, which is why I can't give them as much as they really want. Oh, yeah, yeah. Miss Patty was using emoy oil in her video yesterday. Thank you, Divine Providence Homestead. That is very generous of you. You didn't have to do that. Goodbye, Pee-wee. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a great night, finally, Acres. He needs a diaper. He feels wet. You need a wet diaper change? Wet diaper? Wait 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. How much of each of the ingredients to feed do you mix? So we just recently reduced everything quite a bit because we're trying to save money and see how it works with the goats, make sure that they don't lose any body condition, but we have some fat goats out there, so I think they're going to be okay. So the alfalfa pellets are for the mamas in milk, and then it's a 1-to-1 ratio on the all stock and oats for everybody else, and then the mamas get 1-to-1-to-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is that it? We used to, you can add 2 tablespoons of black oil sunflower seeds to any goats that you think might need it as well. It's a nice addition. I liked using the oil seeds. Oh, I don't know about that, but I do try. On the bright side, we got hay for $1.80 a bale last Monday. It's not spectacular, but at least it's not moldy unlike the last stuff we had. Oh,
that's a great deal if it is good hay.
How do you find $1.80 a bale and not moldy?
Did you have to buy it in bulk?
Probably. Yeah. We have a hard time finding any under $8, so.
Yeah.
When we did get it under $8, the first couple were great, and then they were moldy.
Coastal Bermuda is between $8 and $9 a bale, and then Orchard alfalfa at the feed store is like $15. Sometimes I can get it for $9 a bale, but it's kind of hard to get that arrangement. It's through a farm. They buy a trailer, and sometimes I'm able to get some from them. But.
And then the other people that are selling alfalfa around here charging $22.
Yeah, that's for the pure alfalfa. This is the orchard alfalfa at the feed store is $15.
The all stock to oats is a 1-to-1 ratio. So depending on how much feed you're feeding your animal, just half of that will be all stock and half is oats. If Hearts gets better, hopefully would you breed her? No. And my reason for that is not just because of her poor body condition now and the fact that she went downhill so much after kidding, but that rib, the rib that's broken is right there. It's her 13th rib, and I'm afraid that if her stomach got big and she was big and pregnant, that it could cause irritation all over again and rub into her rumen and cause her to get sick again.
Have you tried peanut hay? No.
I have friends that have.
I've heard really good things about it, but
in any of our stores.
None of the stores around us sell it. So.
Now I've heard both good and bad. So my friend Linda used it and she loved it. My friend Dave used it and it gave all of his goats diarrhea because it was so rich. He would have to use a very small amount, which is what I found with the chaff hay. We stopped using the chaff hay because it seemed like every time we fed it, they would get diarrhea, and I just I almost suspected if it was what was causing our issues last year for the big white chunks that you find in it. And then I started doing research on Chaffee's website, and I'm like, so what pesticides do you use? And they spray the crap out of it. It's covered in pesticides. So even though it's a nice fermented alfalfa that they love, it's not something I want to be throwing down my goat's throat like that. I'm sure that all of these foods have some pesticide in them, but I had a feeling that theirs was a higher concentration, and I think I'm right.
If you think about it, hay's one of those things that you really don't know what's touched that stuff.
Unless you know the farmer.
Yeah, I mean, but like when you buy hay from a feed store, they're going up to, Kentucky or something and coming back with a trailer. You have no idea. You really don't. And sometimes we've gotten hay that looked great, and the goats just wouldn't touch it. And why is that? I mean, they can't speak English, so we don't know.
That would be me at the auction, Jay. If I heard that price. What? I'll take them all. And Brenda Buckley is trying to bring in the hay. Trying for 2 weeks. Oh, that's so hard. And I think that's what happened to our hay source, our local guy right up the street, is he had lots of good hay that we were getting, and then the rains came in, and I think he just harvested it while it was still wet, and he baled it while it was still wet, because it was in the center of the bale that we found the mold. It wasn't on the outside.
I regret that whole situation. I mean,
we wanted to buy it.
I wanted to support.
He's a nice, friendly neighbor.
Local neighbor, and
nice old man.
How do you tell him I'm not going to buy your hay anymore? Sorry, it's hard.
Carlos, alfalfa cubes can choke goats.
Yeah.
Not recommended unless you break it up or soak it.
Yeah, they're big. Somebody gave me a bag of alfalfa cubes, and I had to literally break them apart so the goats could eat them without choking. If you put them in a feed bag and bash them with a hammer, but even then you got to make sure the pieces are small. Grass hay in southern Illinois goes for $3 a bale.
Make sure you answer Divine Providence question.
Wow, that's great price. I wish we had that down here somewhere. J&A Purities was going to bid on a really nice little round bale until you heard the square bales were going low. Gotta do a good job shopping there. Hey, come on. Divine Providence. Our little doelings don't seem interested in browsing. I need to take them for walks through areas and encourage them. So would that work? It could. If they don't have an adult showing them what to eat, but it should be natural for them. I mean, if you take them by something and they're not curious about eating it, I like to take things and shake them. You could try that. Sometimes that works for Hearts, because I let Hearts out on her own a lot. Sometimes I want her to eat something specific, like blackberry leaves or a pecan sapling that's in the way. She's not eating it, but I go up to it and I just shake it, and she gets the idea. So yeah, you could try that.
This is from Star Wars.
Yeah, that's from Star Wars.
The Force Awakens, I think, or different season.
That's from Star Wars. That's on Tatooine, and that's called a dewback. Yeah.
It's not from Jurassic World.
Nope, it's not. Daybird aviaries, alfalfa cubes are good to help wear down their teeth. I guess so. They're really tough. This is really dried up alfalfa, pressed really tightly into cube shapes. Usually those cubes are intended for horses, which are explains their size. So you have to accommodate that. just, imagine shoving a jawbreaker in your mouth. I mean, it's not like you can't eat a jawbreaker, but you can't eat it all at once. It's comical to try, but yeah, you could choke. So you don't want your goats to choke. Oh, rabbits. Oh, it's good for rabbits' teeth. That makes sense, Robert.
What's good for rabbits?
Alfalfa cubes to wear down their teeth. That makes sense. So Divine Providence, you tried shaking that and they nibbled on mulberry leaves. Just keep bringing it to their attention. If you really want them to browse something, keep showing them that's okay and shake it. And
especially if they're not with their moms showing them what's good to eat.
Yeah.
You're going to want to teach them that.
You're going to take that role on. They're going to look to you for that if you keep showing them. And their curiosity should eventually kick in. And, it smells good and looks good.
If you have pecans, I know they love pecan
Yeah,
leaves.
I said pecan sapling for heart. I was talking about how for hearts. Like when I want her to eat black, I said that too. I go shake the blackberry bush and then she'll come eat it. Even though she was there the whole time, it wasn't until I shook it, or the pecan sapling, and then she comes and eats it.
Ew, J&A Golden Pyrenees. That's why I haven't bought a round bale yet. I'm so scared of it going bad in the center. How are they doing, Divine Providence Homestead? Are they doing well? Are they adjusting okay? Have you got them on herbs? When you move a goat, they go through stress. Very stressful for a goat to move. And stress usually brings on a parasite load. So you're going to want to, if you have the Molly's Herbal, I would do Formula 1 for 3 days for both of them.
Yeah, you just got them on Monday, so give them...
They're probably still getting used to the environment and just feeling a little out of sorts. Kind of like
they're very routine animals, so once you establish that routine...
3 days to learn something new.
I don't think you're going to have a problem. Once they get to be a part of your routine, everything should be okay. Oak leaves are great for goats. Oak and pecan, they love those.
Oak is naturally high in tannins, so it helps with some of the parasite control.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's high in tannins, you have to be careful that you don't eat a ton of, because it can upset their stomach. But usually oak doesn't have that issue. I haven't seen.
Got a coupon for a free bag of Stanley alfalfa cubes once. I think the only thing that can eat them is cows and horses. That's what they're intended for, but those cubes, just like a square bale of hay, they got flakes to them. I know it's because I sat there and I pried apart alfalfa cubes. They're to take the alfalfa cube and then pull one of the flakes off. It's tough, but you can break them down, and then you can break it down smaller. I just happen to have a Rubik's cube there.
An alfalfa cube.
That was a good demo.
Oh, good. You were on Molly's Herbals today. Did you get... Please don't fight him with that. Your brother's tired. Hey! Don't hear him. Come here, Liam.
Just hold off for 2 more minutes, guys.
I haven't had issues with my Nubians gaining weight other than Hearts with her little rib injury. They've all gotten too fat pretty quick, actually, when they have enough grain to eat. When they have too much grain to eat, they get pretty fat. Bucks, now, a buck and rut will get real skinny, and you might want to give him some food. If you're not graining your boys, a buck and rut should have grain, in my opinion. Because it does take so much energy from them to be in rut. And it will really show. They'll lose a lot of weight.
Plenty of hay. Give them plenty of hay, too.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to give them alfalfa, because it's the calcium to phosphorus ratio. It's got to be a 2-to-1 ratio. And alfalfa is high in calcium, so it helps with that ratio. A lot of times people think that bucks can't have any grain or they can't have any alfalfa. because of urinary cocci, but that's actually a misnomer. It's the calcium to phosphorus ratio that being off that causes the stones to form.
They were hard as a rock.
So,
and the rabbits would touch them. Yeah, you can get them damp as long as they're going to eat
like
it right
Red
away.
Duchess Farm says, you soak them.
As long as they're going to eat it right away. If you
I mean, you can soak them for a half hour.
That's what I mean by right away. That day, I wouldn't
Yeah.
soak them any longer
Well,
than
you
that.
could make it a fermented grain then.
You could.
But you're at the risk of flies laying eggs and molding if you wait too long. That's why we stopped doing fermented feed with the chickens. It was getting too gross. Just looking, didn't know what to get. Overwhelmed, goat Grammy. Go ahead and get you the kit. That'll get you started. Just go. They have the kit where it's got the don't pull your pants down. Where it's got the Formula 1 and 2, and it'll be good to get you started. And then you'll see how much you use of them and how quick you need to reorder one or the other. I love you. Would you say that ammonium chloride is necessary in a buck or whether mineral? I've heard mixed reviews on that. Some people say that you don't need to add it to their feed if you're keeping the calcium to phosphorus ratio balanced. Can you go see if the puppy needs to go out? I think he might need to go out. But we have ammonium chloride, and Ryan never adds it, but I'll add it. But I'll just add literally a pinch, and I don't add it every day. And I know some people say you should add it every day, but I don't. But I do add it occasionally. From time to time, I just add a pinch per buck to the bowl, and I let them eat that. So I do give them little. Whether it's necessary, I'm not completely sold on that, but I figured a little pinch every once in a while isn't going to hurt, and it might help prevent it. But it is, I think they use it to treat it too, though. If they get the stones, I think that you're supposed to mix a little of it into a syringe, but I don't know that for sure. I haven't had to deal with stones yet, knock on wood. Having 25 goats, you're going to deal with pretty much anything in the planet that you can deal with. Yes, Sister Ray is moon spotted, as is Daisy Mays and Dominique. So, and there's if we do end up getting that one goat that my friend said we could have, she's spotted too.
My black and tan Nubian Nana is thick. I don't know why that's funny to me, the way you spell it.
I don't think that's what they were saying. I think that was a THICC.
I don't know what that means.
Jana, you want to explain that acronym? I'm trying to think too. Our new middle doesn't include it like the old one, so I was curious. Okay, good. Where do you get the name Sister Ray? I love your goat names. Sister Ray came with her name, so I did not name her. I even tried soaking them like beef pulp. They still wouldn't eat it. Legend has it there's still a few of those things floating around to this day. Tickle, 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 tickle. Okay, so she did mean thick.
That's what I thought thick meant.
Well, the two C's threw me off in that it was all caps. I thought it was an acronym. You know, like
I think it's like saying.
I was like Timberland Homestead Incorporated.
No. I read it like she's thick. That girl.
Okay,
thick.
so you did. You read it right. See, he's understanding you better than I am. Sorry. All right, y'all. Well, it is past 9 o'clock. I normally love to go past the 9 o'clock hour with you, but this is literally falling asleep, melting boy.
Not tell me melt.
Not tell you melt? Okay, what are you doing then? You want to watch something on TV?
Yeah.
Oh, because you're tired?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody, love you, good night?
Love you, no night. I love you, good night.
Okay, last minute comment addresses and questions and concerns. We're going to wrap this up soon.
Woo! You sure she hasn't been with a buck even maybe before you got her? If not, that's called a precocious udder. Precocious udder. It can be in very high, heavy milk lines. The question was, my niece has a Nubian yearling. I told her I would ask you all, what would cause a duckling to start producing milk? She hasn't been with a buck. She is forming udders. Is there something she's eating? So heavy milk lines tend to produce precocious udders, and that's considered a blessing. It's actually a really good, great blessing. Excuse me. Thank you, Pleasant Dream Boys. It's a thing on Tumblr. I have no idea why it's funny. Okay.
I think it's just the way you say it. I don't know. Dick.
No, Cindy, we're leaving. You don't get to say hi. You missed the whole entire show. You don't get to come in 6 minutes after it ends. Nope, not allowing you. For those of you that don't know, I am friends with Cindy at Part-Time Permies. I'm just teasing. Night, Rose, Ryan, Rowan, and Liam.
Good night, Pat Booty.
Good night, Pat. Good night, Valerie. Good night, Carrie.
Good night, Moon.
Aw, thank you, Carrie. You're welcome, Brenda. I hope that helps. You can Google precocious udder and find out some more information that might help your daughter-in-law. Is that what she said? Lynn Smith, how sweet. Good night. It's okay, Cindy. I was just teasing you. You know I love you. But, yep, we've got a little one that's tired and wants to go night-night. I thought Nana had precocious udder. Turns out it's just a fat roll. Stop. You're cracking me up. It's like the waltz. Not John Moore. Not Betty Sue. Have a great night, everyone. Good night, all. Great to catch up. Wow, I have Nubian boar. She has big udder as well. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Well, thank you guys all for stopping by. And if there's any chance that you haven't clicked the like button, now would be a superb time to do so. And as I stated earlier, if you have a like button, I would gladly click it. So you just consider that. I just clicked your like button because I like all of you. So we're glad you guys came by, and we hope that you guys have a great, safe rest of your weekend. And stick around. Foraging Friday video will be posted up shortly.
Hopefully before midnight. I have to re-upload it.
It's got to. We got to get it in before. So it's Friday.
Yes.
So stick around for that. Look out for some more videos, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching Wholesome Roots.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. All right.
That's your thumb.
Good night.
Thumbs up.
All right.
Aww.